Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you joining us today in today's live lecture coming to you from Nkolo Mahadum Wisdom University. Today's date is Nkwa Market Day in the Igbo lunar calendar and 12/14/2025 in the Roman Catholic calendar. Remember, at Nkolo Mahadum, we always advise you to use your naturally given common sense, which we call akonuche in Igbo language. And remember that we are Igbo-centric, Biafran-centric, and African-centric, which means we encourage you to see things from how it concerns you, not how it concerns other cultures. And as a result, we encourage you to like, comment, and share, and then join us. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and we are live on TikTok and Twitter. The title of today's lecture is The Atrocities in Tiger Base, Owerri, Imo State, that it is a reflection of Governor Hope Uzodinma and Nigerian police in Biafra land. The atrocities you've been hearing going on in Tiger Base, Owerri, in Imo State, is a reflection of the work being done by the Governor Hope Uzodinma, and the activities of the Nigerian police force across the whole of Biafra land, not only in Owerri, but across the whole of Biafra land. That is what we want you to know. And we also want to remind you that Biafra land, the land of Biafra, includes the former eastern region of Nigeria and parts of Edo State, Benue, Kogi, Taraba, Southern Kaduna, and Plateau states. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, say, anywhere the women ties two wrappers is Biafra land. Any location where a woman dresses up tying two wrappers, that area is considered Biafra land. Hey, you need to define yourself. Don't let the colonial master who came 6,000 miles away be the one to tell you whom you are. Know whom you are and stand by whom you are. Stand by what you are. Don't let somebody define you. Define yourself. You are a Biafran if your women are tying two wrappers. And we want to remind you that Governor Hope Uzodinma became the 7th executive governor of Imo State from January 15, 2020. And his administration was defined by infrastructural transformation. He built a lot of infrastructure, economic policies, governance reforms, and notable controversy, criticisms, and security challenges, according to Oblong Media Unlimited. That the current governor of Imo State, you know how he came to power? From the 4th position. He was not the one that won the election, but the people that want to put him there used the courts and make him the governor of Imo State from the 4th position to the 1st position. And since he came in from January 15, 2020, he has been building a lot of infrastructure. He has been having some economic policies and governance reforms, but with notable controversy. He's very controversial, and which have attracted a lot of criticisms. People are criticizing him. People are saying that he's not doing things right. And then security challenges. This is what he's been facing as the governor of Imo State since 2020 to date. And coming to the Tiger Base, this Tiger Base that you are hearing today is just the operational name. That Tiger Base is the anti-kidnapping unit, the anti-kidnapping unit of Imo State Police Command, a tactical formation of the Nigerian police force based in Owerri, Imo State, Nigeria. It is mandated by the police authorities to combat kidnapping, armed robbery, cultism, and other violent crimes in the state. And since they have been there have been many, many, many atrocities. And we will just mention a few of them. There's a news going on around the world now that the Tiger Base, that anti-kidnapping unit of the Imo State Police Command, widely known as Tiger Base, had recently been attracting outcries. Those who have had encounters with it have been telling stories of weeping, wailing, and gnashing of the teeth. There's no good story from people who have been going to Tiger Base, that anti-kidnapping unit. They don't come out with good stories, always bad stories of weeping, wailing, and gnashing of the teeth. And yet we have a government in power whose headquarters is in Owerri, the same location as the Tiger Base. And then the people who have experienced, who have gone to Tiger Base, they detailed disturbing accounts of human rights violations, torture, and death. A lot of human rights violations, torture, and death. They described those experiences as walking through the valley of the shadow of death. It's like one going to die. It's like anytime you go to Tiger Base, you will be closer to your death. Perhaps as a manifestation of the horror of their detention experience, many detainees kept sealed lips following their release from Tiger Base, afraid of their lives. Some people who have been to Tiger Base and come out will be afraid to talk because they are afraid of everything they have experienced in that Tiger Base and are afraid to make any pin to talk because they are afraid that they will be taken back to that dungeon. And so they keep their lips shut following their release, afraid of their lives. For those who volunteered information, it was grisly tale of torture, extortion, extrajudicial killings. This is in a report facilitated by the Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center. This is what this report is facilitated, is made possible for us to get by RULAC. RULAC is Rule of Law Accountability Advocacy Center. And they continued that one Chinonso, who claimed to have been one of the survivors, brave enough to share her harrowing experience. This is a lady who was brave enough to share her horrible, harrowing experience, said, "I was detained for 3 months. My brother repeatedly tried to bail me out, but the police told him that they wouldn't release me until I confess." Now, how can a police be holding somebody until they confess, whether they do something or not? You didn't do anything, so they're just forcing you, pushing you to confess to the crime that you did not commit. They refused to bail this woman. And then I didn't know what they wanted me to to confess to. The woman didn't know what they wanted her to confess to because she had committed no crime. But they just want her to confess. They want her to confess. They want her to say something. How can you want somebody to say something? Somebody who have committed no crime at all. And then I was locked up in a room without ventilation. And then she was locked up in a room without ventilation. The heat was too much, and most of us in detention had rashes all over our bodies. Because of the heat where they kept her, she developed rashes all over her body. There were women I met in the cell, and even though I spent 3 months there, I still left them behind. This story is by the Nigerian Tribune of April 9th, 2025. So if you are hearing all the atrocities going on in Tiger Base today, it didn't start today. It's been going on for years, over the years in Tiger Base, and nobody is speaking. Governor Uzodinma was there. He's not doing anything. And even another victim, Reverend Onyekwere Elemuwa, alleged that he lost his 34-year-old nephew, Ekene Francis Elemuwa, inside the Tiger Base premises. His allegation, Ekene was held and healthy when he was arrested, but he was later brought out in a body bag. On the 28th of August 2023 at about 8 p.m., Ekene went out with his friend Ikemba. They were taken to Tiger Base. The following day, Ekene was asked to contact his family, but the police refused. On September 4th, he died. His cellmates insisted that it was his corpse that the police carried out. The police seized his phone and did not allow him to contact his family. Again, this news by the Nigerian Tribune. This is what our people are going through in the Tiger Base anti-kidnapping squad in Owerri, while we have a sitting governor in the same Owerri. Can you believe that? Another experience, another story is another lady called Mary. Mary was arrested along the road and taken to Tiger Base and spent 9 months in detention, while her family members were frantically looking for her. They kept her for 9 months while the family was looking for Mary. Mary was nowhere to be found. And this news again by Watchdog Nigeria. At Tiger Base, people die daily in dead end cell, eat poop to survive by Eagle Online. According to Eagle Online, in Tiger Base, people die daily there in dead end cells. People in Tiger Base eat poop to survive. This is what our people are going through. Remember, the examples, the experiences we have shared with you are 2 women, Chinonso and Mary, and a guy, Ekene. This is what our people are going through in Tiger Base. Our women are being jailed, are being exploited, are being extorted, sexually abused by the Nigerian police in Tiger Base. Now, even ECOWAS court judgment confirms atrocities began long before the anti-kidnapping unit. The court judgment chronicles in disturbing detail how in June 2021, 21-year-old student Gloria Okolie was abducted and held incommunicado in Tiger Base. They arrested Glory and denied her existence. So this particular experience, Glory Okolie, when they arrested her and put her in Tiger Base, they denied that she existed in Tiger Base. But meanwhile, she was forced to cook, wash, and serve officers while in illegal detention. Allowed officers to take turns sexually abusing her. They allowed the police people, the policemen, to have sex with this woman turn by turn, sexually abusing her. They also extorted her family repeatedly under the guise of bail, only to keep her unlawfully detained, withheld medical care, access to a lawyer, and communication with relatives. Again, this report by Rulak giving us this experience from Gloria Okolie. They also indulge in organ harvesting in Tiger Base. They kill inmates. They kill our people just to harvest their organs and sell them for money. These are all the atrocities going on in a police station in the state capital, Owerri, and we have a government in power. Can you believe that? That is why we are insisting that it is a reflection of Governor Hope Uzodinma's government. How can all this be going on without the government knowing? And this is not the only problem that Governor Uzodinma created. He also created the Ebubago militia that is killing our people. The Biafran Liberation Army, those Biafran Liberation Army people you guys are seeing, are government-sponsored people to cause insecurity in our land, to kill and cause insecurity in Biafra land. And now they have arrested and killed most of them because now Uzodinma is about to leave office. He wants to close that chapter. But before this time, he was the one, plus other politicians, funding and encouraging this Biafran Liberation Army that is killing our people in Biafra land. We at Nkolomham thought that if you have any Biafran army, you should go somewhere in the north and set up the boundary. You cannot have an army, call yourself Liberation Army, and you are inside our land, kidnapping and killing our people. And so these are government-sponsored agents. And then you have other government killing swords that are killing people during this Governor Uzodinma's administration. And so how can the governor deny or exonerate his personal knowledge or his government knowledge of all these atrocities that are being perpetrated at the Tiger Base, Owerri, Imo State? And anything that the governor is doing right now, he should know that the world already know the truth. The world have known the truth. And so there's nothing that the governor is doing now to prevent the truth from coming out, because Tiger Base have been known for being a torture station, has been a place where they kill people. It has been a place where they harvest the organs of our people. It has been a place where they dehumanize our people. And so any thing that the governor is doing right now to show that, he's a good person, it is too late. It is death on arrival, because the world already know that you cannot run away from all the crime that was or are being committed at that Tiger Base during your administration. You should own it. You cannot run away from it. Because if it was a good job that was done by that Tiger Base, you will take it. You will take the credit. If you take the credit of a good job, you should also take the credit of a bad job. This is what we want you to know. And this is what we want our listeners to know, that Governor Hope Uzodinma should be held responsible for all the atrocities that are being committed in Tiger Base and other police stations across Imo State and other places in our land. And for the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, this is the type of police checkpoints and stations across Biafra land, across our land. All the police checkpoints and police stations are centers where they harass our people, torture our people, intimidate, extort, dehumanize, illegally detain, and kill our people in some cases. Is that because we are defeated in the Nigerian Biafran war that you are implementing this type of policy in Biafra land? This is the question we want you to be asking the Inspector General of Police and Nigerian government. Why should we be going through this type of policing? Why this type of policing in our land? Why? Why do we deserve that? Why should we be having bad news across all the police activities in our land? And it doesn't stop there. When our people go to call the police, if you are the one going to the police station to call police to come and attend to you, the police will demand bribe from you. If you are the one that somebody called police for, they bring you into the police station, they'll be demanding money from you. So what you have playing around in many of the Nigerian police stations in Biafra land is the highest bidder. The person that called the police, how much he's paying, and the person that they called police for, how much he is paying. Sometimes you call the police, Mr. A calls police for Mr. B, and they get to this station in Biafra land. Mr. A makes his case, writes his statement, and afterwards, Mr. B is detained, is kept in police custody, and Mr. A goes home. Don't be surprised that as Mr. A have gone home, Mr. A can be coming out again to visit somewhere or go to the market. He will see Mr. B, the Mr. B that is in detention in the police, also in the market. The police already released him. So if you bring somebody to the police and the person pays sufficient amount to the police will release that person. That's what has been going on. They don't care whether you lost a loved one, they will collect bribe from you. They don't care. Most of the police stations in Biafra land are centers of extorting our people. And guess what? Many of our people are not speaking up for the fear of being arrested And that is bad. This is the information we are passing to the Inspector General of Police to know that this is what is going on in Biafra land. That the police checkpoints and police stations in particular extort money both from the person that calls the police and the person that committed a crime. They collect money from both. So it turns out to who is paying the highest bidder. If the person that committed the crime is paying the highest bidder to the police will be, listening to him more than the person that was offended, the person that called the police. These are the things that our people are going through that we want the Inspector General of Police to know. That it is not fair that what you hear going on in Tiger Base Owerri is similar to what is going on across every other police station in Biafra land. The same thing, almost the same thing going on. And it is not a good thing. It is not a good thing. That is why we are bringing it up today as our lecture from Nkola Wisdom University. And before we end this lecture, we want you to like, comment, and share. And also go back to our previous lectures and listen to our past lectures because they are all delivered for you. And so what we are saying is that the atrocities in Tiger Base Owerri is a reflection of Governor Uzodinma administration and the Nigerian police force in the whole of Biafra land. And we want you to know the area that is called Biafra land. Biafra land includes the former eastern region of Nigeria, in addition to parts of Edo State, Benue, Kogi, Taraba, Southern Kaduna, Plateau State, and others. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, said, anywhere women are tying two wrappers, you are a Biafran. And so, Hope Uzodinma became the 7th executive governor of Imo State from 15 January 2020 and has been defined by infrastructural, transformation. He's been a lot of infrastructure, roads and bridges and other things. Yes, we know. He has enacted some economic policies for the state. He has also done some government reforms to reform how the government is being, managed. And then, but he has notable controversies, criticisms, and security challenges. And part of these security challenges is why what is going on in Tiger Base is now afloat, have come to light. And so, and Tiger Base, is just the operational name. When you hear Tiger Base, it's just the operational name of the anti-kidnapping unit of the Imo State Police Command. So it is an anti-kidnapping unit, a tactical formation of the Nigerian police force based in Owerri, Imo State. And they are also mandated to combat kidnapping, armed robbery, cultism, and violent crimes in the state. And there have been atrocities in Tiger Base, and hence you hear the news everywhere now across the whole world. Even they have something going on in X, in Twitter, about closing down Tiger Base, just like the NSAS protest of 2020, where Nigerians demanded for the closure or to end SARS, SARS unit of the police force because of their brutalities. And so those who have encountered, the Tiger Base have been telling horrible stories. Some of them are weeping, wailing, and gnashing their teeth. It's unbelievable. They detailed disturbing accounts of human rights violations, torture, and deaths in that station. They described those experiences as walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Perhaps as a manifestation of the horror of their detention experience, many ex-detainees kept sealed lips following their release from Tiger Base, afraid of their lives, afraid that they may be rearrested if they talk. Many don't speak up. They're afraid to speak. That is why that crime have lasted for so long. And so, for those who volunteered information, it was grisly tale of torture, extortion, extrajudicial killings in a state capital, where it's state capital. How can you believe that? And then this report was by Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center, RULAC. In that report also, Wanchinonso, who claimed to have been one of the survivors, brave enough to share her harrowing experience. Chinonso is a lady. She said, I was detained for 3 months. My brother repeatedly tried to bail me out, but the police told him that they wouldn't release me until I confess. I didn't know what they wanted me to confess to. She didn't commit any crime, so she didn't know what she would have to confess to, And then there were women she met in the cell, and even though I spent 3 months there, I still left them behind. This story by Nigerian Tribune. Also, another victim, Reverend Onyekwere Elemuwa, alleged that he lost his 34-year-old nephew, Ekene Francis Elemuwa, inside the Tiger Base premises. His allegation, Ekene was hale and healthy when he was arrested, but he was later brought out in a body bag. On 28th of August 2023, at about 8 p.m., Ekene went out with his friend, Ikemba. They were taken to Tiger Base. The following day, Ekene was asked to contact his family, but the police refused. The police refused to allow Ekene to contact his family. On September 4th, Ekene died. His cellmates insisted that it was his corpse that the police carried out. The police seized his phone and did not allow him to contact his family by Nigerian Tribune. This is one of the harrowing stories of the atrocities being committed at the Tiger Base, Owerri, where you have the seat of governor. The seat of the government is in Owerri. And this is happening for years, for many, many years. You see, this one happened in 2023. And Mary, another experience was another woman, Mary, who was arrested along the road and taken to Tiger Base. She spent 9 months in detention, while her family members were frantically looking for her. They didn't know where she was. Unknown to them, she was at Tiger Base for 9 months. Can you imagine that? And Mary and Chinonso are women. See what our women are going through in the hands of the Nigerian police forces. And even ECOWAS court judgment confirms atrocities began long before the anti-kidnapping unit. The court judgment chronicles in disturbing detail how in June 2021, 21-year-old student Gloria Okolie was abducted and held incommunicado. They arrested Gloria and denied her existence, that they don't know where she was. They denied that she was there. But meanwhile, she's being forced to cook, wash, and serve the officers while in illegal detention. They allowed the officers to take turns sexually abusing her, extorted her family repeatedly under the guise of bail, only to keep her unlawfully detained without medical care, access to lawyers, and communication with relatives. This is the third lady now, sharing her experience in Tiger Base. And the Tiger Base police station was also accused of organ harvesting. They kill people just to sell their organs. And all this are happening in the seat of government, the government of Governor Hope Uzodinma. And that's why we have concluded that all these atrocities that are being committed in Tiger Base are reflections of Governor Hope Uzodinma's government. And it doesn't stop there. The killings by Ebubagu, Biafran Liberation Army, and other government killing squads. These are all the reflections of the government of Hope Uzodinma, who came from the 4th position to be made governor by those who want to take control of Imo State. How can Governor Uzodinma deny or exonerate his personal and government knowledge? Whatever image-saving measures the governor is applying now is dead or late on arrival, because the world already know the truth. The world already know what is going on. The world already know that Tiger Base is a killing center. It's a torture center. And they have illegal mortuary there also. They have illegal mortuary. A mortuary that was not registered in the state is also operating in that Tiger Base without the government's knowledge. Is this type of government that we are running in Biafra land? Is that the type of government that the federal government is running in our land? This is very, very, very sad. And to the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebetokum, we are asking the Inspector General of Police, is this the type of checkpoints and police stations that he is setting up in Biafra land, where they harass our people, torture our people, intimidate, extort, dehumanize, illegally detain, and sometimes killed, and organ harvesting, kill our people in order to sell their organ. And this is going on in a federal government police station, because the police station we have in Nigeria is federal police station. And that is why people are saying that anything federal in Nigeria is not working. How can this be working in a federal establishment? And then we are asking, is it because we lost that Nigerian Biafran war that we are treated as third or fourth class citizens in our own land, where our people are just arrested like that, detained illegally, and tortured and extorted? Why should it be so? And so what we are saying is that the federal government police, the Nigerian Federal Police, has enormous responsibility in this act, in this indictment at the Tiger Base Owerri. And with this, we shall be bringing today's lecture to an end. But before we do, we have to ask you again to please like, comment, and share. Always join us, subscribe to our YouTube channel by pressing that bell button. And with this, we shall bring today's lecture to an end. Thank you very much for joining me, and have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.